G'day everybody, Vanessa01 here. Got some Firefall gameplay which I'm going to talk over with Saints Row 4 news, and I suppose all of you already know, and it's not going to be really news, but it has once again been refused classification. Now, I actually got to play Saints Row 4 at PAX in Melbourne. Now, that was a short demo. I think we only got about 2.5 minutes. There was no alien anal probe. We did have a lot of weapons there. We could do some stuff, and I just ran around and used the powers and that. And apparently, this refusal has been brought on by the drug use, the alien drug use. They're not drugs per se, like heroin or cocaine or whatever. The alien drugs. Okay, they're not even existent drugs. They're just made up drugs. They're fictional. So these alien drugs have caused the board to once again ban Saints Row 4 here. Now it cannot be hired, it cannot be demonstrated in public. It just, man, I can't get over it. It can't be sold here. Destroy All Humans had an alien anal probe gun in it, and I don't remember any controversy about that when it came out. And I believe the Saints Row 4 version will be a DLC that you'll have to, physically get. You'll have to make the choice. Do I get this? Yes, I will. No, I won't. So you will have a choice. Now, it's not that that's stopping it right now. I believe that they're making it a DLC, which they fully intended to do, I believe, at a future date. It's the drug use. Now, I want to make it clear too. It's not about the game being banned, okay? Saints Row 4, I will play it in whatever version it is released here in. The problem is, we're adults and we're being told that we can't play this game because of some depiction of sexual violence, which is, in my opinion, non-existent. We can go and see any number of movies that depict actual sexual violence against women, against men, against children. There are movies out there that are MA15 that depict these certain things, and we can go see them. We can rent them at our local video store. However, in the privacy of our own home, we're not allowed to play this video game. Not this video game, Firefall, you play that all you want, but Saints Row 4. You're not allowed to play it. You're not allowed to hire it. You're not allowed to even, make a video of footage someone from the US gave you and put it on YouTube, because you will then be breaking the law here. I don't understand these people at all. I don't see how these people have been given the responsibility of determining what adults here in Australia can view. I'll link the footage of the alien anal probe gun from Destroy All Humans in the description down below. You can give it a look and make your own decision. It's funny. If you watch the footage, I'll link it down below. It's on IGN. You will see it's not sexual violence. It's humorous. It's stupid. Yes, I'll grant you that. It's mindless and stupid. Necessary? Probably not, but it's funny nonetheless. It's just stupidly funny. However, the Saints Row 4 version has been banned here, and the drug use. I can name, a few movies that I watched when I was 15, 16, younger than that depict actual drug use and violence revolving around drugs, and they were MA15 movies. However, there's been some shift with video games being, the way I see it. Here's exactly how I see it. Back in the 80s, early 80s, and that, heavy metal music was the devil's music, or even earlier than that. Rock and roll, heavy metal, it was seen as corrupting children, being the devil's work, just being a bad influence on children overall. It led them to drugs, it led them to violence, it led them to this and that. it was a scapegoat, because now those same bands, AC/DC, Rolling Stones, these great bands, are seen as that. Great bands who changed the face of music, who contributed to society with their music. But now we have video games, and they're the devil, they're the evil, they're what's making our children, the way they are, the violence our children perpetrate on each other, on society itself. It leads them to drugs, it leads them to sexual promiscuity and all of this. It's video games. It has to be video games. Well, it's not music anymore, because we've proven that. It's got to be video games. And it's bullshit. It's lack of parental supervision, okay, and lack of education amongst children. That's what it is. And I don't think a lot of people want to admit the fact that they don't know what their children are doing 99% of the time, be it on the internet, out with their friends, whatever. These people, these parents, and I am not a parent, but I have, I guess you could say, raised children. My niece and nephew lived with me since they were very young, and I practically raised them, so I understand a parent's desire to protect their child. However, you have to be responsible for that protection yourself. You have to be able to say no to your child. Alright, if you're at the store and your kid says, I want to buy Saints Row 4, and it's got an R18 sticker right there saying no, this is not for your child, then you have to say to your child no. And if your kid's going over to his friend's place, and their parents are so laxy-daisy, oh yeah, he could play that, I don't mind, you have to say, no, I don't want you playing that game. That's what you have to do as a parent. It's not the government's responsibility to parent your child. That is the whole purpose of the R18 classification, is to stop children from seeing this content. But it also is a shared responsibility with the parents. Yes, the government has said this is R18, but then you as a parent have to say no to your child when you are confronted with them wanting to play an R18 game or see an R18 movie. It is not the government's responsibility to raise your child. To determine what your child can view is up to you. I have no problem with our government here in Australia classifying things as R18 for adults only. There are certain things a child should not be exposed to. It is when they use ridiculous reasons for this classification that there is a problem. This drug use, this perceived sexual violence, that is them stepping in and taking your parental responsibility. You have to step up and say no to your child. You simply can't rely on the government to do it for you. It is not a nanny nation. So I'll catch us again next time. Thanks for watching.